and request you all to stand up and join your hands.
नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवं सुरासुरैर्वन्दितपादपद्मं लोके जरारुक् भयमृत्युनाशं दातारमीशं विविधौषधीनां सव्योमवातावनिवारिवह्निं पंच प्रपंचात्मकदेहभाजं संपात संताप जराजरान्तं नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवं नवीननीलाम्बुदकान्तिकान्तं शान्तं हरेर्द्वादशमाख्यमूर्तिम् पूर्तिं शतानां सुमनोरथानां नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवं नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवं नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवम्.
We would now welcome our esteemed guests today. I request Dr. Munchpara Mahendra Bhai Ji, Honorable State Minister of Ayush and Women and Child Development, to honor our Honorable Vice President Shri Jagdeep Dhankar Ji. I now request Pro Vice Chancellor Professor Meeta Kotecha Madam to felicitate Madam Vice President Dr. Sudesh Dhankar Madam. I now request Padam Shri Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha Ji, Secretary Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, to felicitate Dr. Munchpara Mahendra Bhai Ji, Honorable State Minister of Ayush, Women and Child Development. I now request Vice Chancellor of NIA, Professor Sanjeev Sharma Sir, to kindly welcome Padam Shri Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha Ji, Secretary Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. I now request Registrar NIA Professor A.K. Ramamurthy sir to felicitate Vice Chancellor Professor Sanjeev Sharma ji. I extend a warm welcome to all our distinguished guests, faculty members, employees, and our enthusiastic media persons who have gathered here to grace the occasion. It is our serendipity that we have the sagacious, respected Padam Shri Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha sir, Secretary Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, here with us today. I invite you, sir, for your address and words of wisdom.
Most respected His Excellency Vice President Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji, respected Madam Dr. Mrs. Sudesh Dhankar ji, Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Ayush and Ministry of Women and Child Development, Government of India, Dr. Mahendra Bhai Munchpara ji, the Vice Chancellor, Honorable Professor Sanjeev Sharma ji, all dignities, the deans, pro vice chancellor, the faculty, the students, and dear media friends. Namaste to all. At the outset, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you and convey my heartfelt greetings to His Excellency Vice President Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji. Sir, मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ सर कि 150 वर्ष के इतिहास में इतनी बड़ी डिग्निटी इस कैंपस में पहली बार पधार रहे हैं सर। I truly appreciate the gracious presence of Honorable Vice President and Madam Dr. Dhankar ji for the valuable time dedicated by them from their busy schedule for the interactive session with the young Ayurveda physicians, students, and faculty. So we are fortunate, sir, to have your good self here, and we are looking forward for your gracious guidance and interaction with the students, sir. On this occasion, very briefly, I would like to humbly mention that in recent times, this institute, which was upgraded from National Institute to deemed university by our Honorable Prime Minister in virtual mode in 2019, and this institute is now, it turned out to be part of the entire sector. And there are a lot of benchmarks. For example, in this institute, 75 students are studying from 19 countries from all five continents, sir. This institute is from Ministry of Ayush is given a specific mandate for working in the area of the dietetics, Ahar. So they are Center of Excellence in the area of manuscriptology and Center of Excellence in the area of dietetics. They have a great benchmark. In addition to that, in the area of Ministry of Ayush work, they are contributing a lot. In Ministry of Ayush, we have these 4 areas of delivering to the country. One is education, one is research, one is public health, and one is regulatory affairs. So for the education, in 2019, the Act, National Commission for Indian Medicine, was enacted, and after this enactment of Act, there is a lot of transparency came in, sir. 750 colleges of Ayush is already working in the country, and from 2014, there are 49% increase in the seats of our sector. So this is also something very remarkable. In the area of research, sir, in the research, this institute is also contributing a lot into the research. We have launched Ayush Research Portal, which is hosting 40,000 plus publications, which are all peer-reviewed publications and index journal publications, and this is all searchable, and one can find it just by typing Ayush Research Portal on the internet. The other thing is, sir, Your Excellency, that in COVID, the Ayush sector has contributed a lot with more than 160 studies and lot of high impact publications, and it has created a big benchmark in the sector. And then a couple of Ayurvedic medicines and Siddha medicines, they came into National Clinical Management Protocol of COVID, and it has contributed a lot. In last 9 years, from 2014 to 2023, this entire Ayush sector, the manufacturing sector has grown by 8 times, sir. From 9 years, 8 times is very big thing, sir. It was $3 billion in 2014, and now in 2023, according to the study in RIS, it is now at $23 billion. So more than 8 times growth is there into the sector, sir. There are some more things that just very briefly I want to mention, that in addition to research in public health, we have 12,500 health and wellness center, Ayush-based health and wellness center. As per the study, in these 12,500, 7,000 was operational in 2022, sir. And from 1st January 22 to 31st December 22, these health and wellness center, which is working at the population of 3,000 to 5,000 feeder, they have seen 8.42 crore patients, sir. And it is also something very remarkable. So in all, Ayush sector is growing very fast after it has been upgraded as an independent ministry. And more importantly, now we have a cabinet ranked minister, we have a state minister, it is a full-fledged ministry. Our Honorable Cabinet Minister, he has conveyed me to convey to Honorable Vice President, sir, that he wanted to come personally, but because tomorrow there is a Rozgar Mela and he has to chair and lead this Rozgar Mela at Guwahati, so he was not able, but he conveyed his compliments and his pranams to our Honorable Vice President. Lastly, I have a small announcement also, that in this year we have also committed for one important thing, that is having two major development. One is we are working with ICMR, and ICMR and Ayush have decided jointly to establish Advanced Center of Integrative Medicine Research in all AIIMS. With joint partnership. So this is very new. Recently we have signed MOU with ICMR, and all these Advanced Center of Integrative Research will be operational in all AIIMS by the end of this year. This is one major thing. Second thing is, the AIIMS apex body have decided to establish the separate Ayush department with academic positions. So in all AIIMS, there will be a department of Ayush having professor, additional professor, associate professor, Ayush professor, assistant professor, and all equivalent teaching faculty in AIIMS. So this is very new, sir, and I am sure that it will give a great boost to Ayush sector. In global level, just last week, sir, we had Global Ayush Summit from WHO. It is first of its kind and biggest ever. The Global Traditional Medicine Summit in Gandhinagar. It was a co-branded event of G20, Presidency of India and Health Ministers meet. And in that event, more than 90 country participants were there. And it has proved, because Ministry of Ayush was co-hosting, and it has proved that India is now leading in traditional medicine. And we have effectively established our leadership into this area. And with WHO, we are doing a lot of different things, but the very important thing that I want to mention is that we are working with WHO in ICD, publications of morbid records of Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani, and it will be published this year. It means that all our terminology, all our morbid records, diagnosis will be standardized, and it will be published at the WHO platform. In India, WHO has already established WHO Global Center for Traditional Medicine at Jamnagar. This is first UN office outpost being and established in any developing country, sir. So these are all developments under the able guidance of your good self, sir, and Honorable Prime Minister, and we are highly thankful for your patronage, sir. Thank you and namaskar.
Thank you so much, sir, for your incisive and warm words. Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. Such is our leader, a visionary, the invincible Vice-Chancellor of NIA Jaipur, Professor Sanjeev Sharma, sir. I invite you, sir, to showcase an insight about the institution.
Thank you. And very good evening to everyone. Namaskar, sir. Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji, respected Madam Dr. Srimati Sudesh Dhankar ji, respected Minister of State, Ministry of Ayush and Women and Child Development, Government of India, most revered Secretary Ayush, Government of India, Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha ji, all esteemed guests, faculty members, students, staff, and friends from media. Today, as was told, that such a big dignitary is in our campus. And this is a big day in the history of this institute, that our Honorable Vice President of India is there. Sir, our campus, he is with us in the campus, and the institute, its students, its faculty members, all feel a tremendous sense of pride and happiness to welcome you, sir. Welcome you, sir, on behalf of full of the institute. So we feel that this is a glorious time for our country, because the Amrit Kal is going on and India is leading as its presidency for the G20 nations, and at the same time, just 4 days back, we have established a remarkable landmark in the space mission that we landed our Chandrayaan-3 softly on the south pole of the moon. This is a biggest achievement ever, and we became the first country under the leadership of our present government and blessings by the dignitaries like you people. And this shows that achievement shows our strength and our commitment towards our achievable goals and what we want to achieve. That is our strength. And that also shows that as the Chandrayaan softly landed upon the south pole of the moon, same way our approach, Indian approach, is soft, but at the same time we are hard on the target. We know how to achieve the targets. That is the beauty of this country. Sir, amid of all these, Amrit Kal, G20 presidency, and big achievement, and so many other achievements, you are, sir, here to inspire and boost us and to motivate our faculty, our students. Really, this is a wonderful moment for all we people. Because we know that you are the son of this soil, that is, you are son of Rajasthan, but you are the leader of whole of the country, whole of the nation. And I personally know that your life journey is full of the struggle and successes. You belong to, or you were born in a farmer family, studied in a Sainik school, then you adopted law as your profession, and then you acquired so many political positions and served the country, and then after serving as governor, now you are chairing the second most prestigious chair of the nation and heading the upper house of our country. This is really a pride moment for us, and definitely we shall be benefited by your blessings, by your words, and by your presence here. Sir, I shall like to just give a brief account of my institute, that is the National Institute of Ayurveda. Sir, as it was told by our honorable respected secretary, sir, that the legacy of this institute is 177 years back, and it was started as a Sanskrit Pathshala, sir. Later on, it was converted into Sanskrit College, and in that college, Ayurveda was one of the department. Later on, in the 19th century, this was converted into a college, Ayurveda College, and in 1936, the state government of Rajasthan started Ayurveda College in this campus, sir. And on 7th February 1976, it was taken over by the government of India, and it was established as a National Institute of Ayurveda. Then another historical date came, and that was the 9th November of 2020, when this institute was declared as deemed to university, and on 13th November, 2020, it was dedicated to the nation by our Honorable Prime Minister, sir. Sir, this is the sketch of our institute. I will not go into the details for the interest of the time, but our regulatory body is the National Commission for the Indian System of Medicine, and this is our organogram. Again, I will not go into the details. These are our visions. These are our missions. What our approach is? Our institute is adopting the positive, proactive, progressive, and promotive approach. This is the real, sir. This is not hypothetical. We are adopting this approach, and we believe in Uttishth Jagrat and Prapya Varan Nivodhita. Arise, awake, and do not stop till the goal is achieved. Sir, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, it lives in our heart. And we are now believer of one earth, one family, and one future. We are working on, and Ayurveda is totally aligned, and our institute is totally aligned with this, so not only the slogan, but this is the theme which we have adopted, because Ayurveda always talks about not only of the treatment of the diseases, but the preservation, promotion, and the health and prevention of the diseases. That is the main motto. Swasthasya swasthya rakshanam aturasya vikara. So these are briefly our activities: educational, research, clinical activities, and so many other activities like public outreach activities and national health program. We are actively participating in all these programs. These are, sir, briefly our departments. 14 departments of Ayurveda are here, which are regulated by the National Council. These are the programs and courses which we are offering. Undergraduate with 125 students intake, and out of these 12 seats are reserved for the foreign nationals. And I again want to reiterate that here 75 foreign national students are studying right now in different programs, and they are covering the 5 continents, and more than 40 countries are being served by our students or our alumni in the field of Ayurveda. They are working in more than 40 countries, sir. We are having postgraduate programs in all the departments, and with the intake of 130 students per annum. Then there is another program, that is the postgraduate program, MS. We are giving MSc also in the interdisciplinary department, and we are having 12 students intake per annum. Then postdoctoral, 28 regular postdoctoral seat, means PhD, the regular PhD scholars are there, and there are other programs of the PhD which are non-stipendary depending upon the availability of guides, sir. We are having the nursing training program also of 3 years duration, and with the intake of 30 students per annum. Then Panchakarma technician and multiple certificate courses are also offered, sir. Sir, we are trying to implement the NEP 2020, sir. Although the medical education is partially exempted, but we find that the NEP is having a straight direct relationship with our education system also. And what the steps we have taken, these are briefly the steps which we have taken: interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary model of the education, multiple optional subjects for the undergraduate students, interdisciplinary programs which I already mentioned have been started, student-centric teaching and learning we have started, more non-lecture hours. Lecture hours have been reduced and non-lecture hours have been increased. Another very unique program, that is the SPARK program for the undergraduate students. This is a research studentship program, sir. It is funded by the CCRAS, but now we are also starting to start NIA SPARK for our graduate students, and our one batch of such students have already completed their program. This is a research program for the graduate students. Then we have started a dual PhD degree program. We are having, sir, MOU with the CSIR, academic CSIR, and we are pursuing the dual degree. Here the student gets 2 degrees, one from the NIA and another from the CSIR, sir. That is dual degree program we are running, and various faculty development programs are also being run, sir. This is about the SPARK, which I already mentioned. What the patient care activities we are running, we are having campus hospital of 280 bedded, then other hospitals, 6 hospitals more are there, and we are coming with similar complex, bigger than this complex at Panchkula, Haryana, sir. That is NIA Panchkula. This is the photograph when the groundbreaking ceremony was done by our Honorable Prime Minister at Panchkula, Haryana. And this is the photograph of the dedication of this institute as deemed university to the nation by our Honorable Prime Minister, sir. These are our accreditations and certifications. Almost all accreditations we are having, sir, mainly the NABH, NAC, and FSSAI, and so many other accreditations we are having. These are our labs. Some glimpses of labs you just saw, but we are having more than that to show, sir. Then these are our awards and prizes. Mainly we are the Guinness World Record holder. These are the MOUs we are having, international and national collaborations. This is the photograph of MOU exchange between the Philippines and India, and in front of our Honorable Prime Minister. And this is just a walk through to our facilities which we are having. Just for the sake of time, I am skipping all this. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks all.
Thank you so much, sir. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Such is our esteemed guest, the passionate, inspirational, respected Honorable State Minister of Ayush and Women and Child Development, Dr. Munjapara Mahendra Bhaiji, who has graced us with his presence today. Sir, I request you to say a few words and enlighten us all.
Most respected His Excellency Vice President of India Shri Jagdeep Dhankad ji, respected Madam Dr. Sudesh Dhankad ji, Vaidya Rajesh Koteja ji, Secretary Ayush, Government of India, Professor Sanjeev Sharma ji, Vice Chancellor NIA Jaipur, Pro Vice Chancellor, Deans, Head of Departments, students, employees, Member of Media and Press, and ladies and gentlemen, first of all, good evening and namaskar to all of you. At the outset, I extend my warm greetings and regards to His Excellency Vice President of India Shri Jagdeep Dhankad ji for sparing his valuable time for this unique interactive session with the young and budding Ayurveda physicians of the Institute. National Institute of Ayurveda, nestled with the vibrant backdrop of Pink City, Jaipur, Rajasthan. The city which is famous not only for jewelry, handicraft and traditional Rajasthani cuisines, but forts also famous for traditional and classical Samhita based on Ayurveda practice. Friends, we are witnessing an era like our golden past. Our Mother India is bringing revolution in almost all areas. On 23rd August, historic event of Chandrayaan 3, landing on South Pole of Moon, is matchless achievement, and at the same time we are presiding G20 meetings. I take an opportunity to share few recent initiatives of the ministry. First one is Ayush Export Promotion Council has been launched with an aim to oversee export of products of Ayurveda, homeopathy, Siddha, Swaripa and Unani systems and address trade issues pertaining to them. Second one is enabling provision of Ayush visa has been notified for facilitation of medical tourism specially related to Ayush. Similarly, the resilient efforts of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Bhai Modi ji have resulted in the establishment of the WHO GCTM, which is a testament to the growing acknowledgement of traditional medicine across the globe. Recently, we convened the first WHO Traditional Medicine Global Summit co-hosted by WHO and India. In recent past, we have also successfully conducted SCO Summit with fruitful deliberations. Friends, in healthcare delivery system, we could play a role of teacher to the world if we capitalize on our strength in Ayurveda system of medicine. Today, Ayurveda is globally recognized as potential reserve of solution for emerging health problems. By the virtue of its holistic approach towards health and disease, cost effectiveness, it has an edge in dealing with health problems through its primary prevention of disease management approach. Ayurveda as viable and accessible form of healthcare often driven by desire for natural and culturally appropriate treatment. It has been genuinely appreciated by 5S. First one is safe, second one is supportive, then sustainable, simple and seamless. It is heartening to note that this institute bears a positive momentum and many records to its credit like Guinness Book of World Record in Nasya practice. I have been observing vigilantly and constantly that how this has come up with flying color, be it teaching, patient care or research or public health. I have been informed that NI is one of the leader in patient care since it has an average of more than 1,000 patient footfall per day. Myself, as expert fellow from Western system of medicine, has no doubt to say this, the institute bears potential to become a model institute for the country for integrative healthcare since it is well supported with array of integrative healthcare departments. I personally congratulate each and every expert official working in NIA for being torchbearer of this age-old science and presenting it as milestone to follow. I am confident enough that today's this ingenuity in the precious presence of His Excellency Vice President Sir would definitely result in pinnacle. Friends, this collective effort and all such noble initiative will ultimately lead towards formulation of an integrative health policy, one nation, one health system under vision and the direction of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future. I once again congratulate the entire team of NIA in this endeavor and wish you all the best for bright future. I am indeed and thankful to His Excellency Vice President of India for sparing his valuable time from his busy schedule to visit NIA and interacting with our students. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for your captivating speech. We are fortunate that our Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji, has always been keen to interact with students, that itself boasts of his indefatigable efforts for ameliorating the future of India. Sir, your visit to NIA is a historic maiden event by Vice President of India. I now take the privilege to call upon Sir to enlighten his vision.
एक बहुत बड़ा डिग्निटरी यहाँ पर आया है, मैं इधर उधर देखने लग गया वो कौन है। मैं तो नहीं हूं, बाकी लोग हैं। That includes my wife also. Dr. Munchpara Mahendra Bhai, a different kind of a minister, and he handles 3 ministries. All are very critical. One, Ayush and Women and Child Development. As Chairman Rajya Sabha, I have seen his passion, his mission, his commitment, and his speech, you would have noticed, is very revealing. In a very short time, he unfolded all the innovative schemes of the government. My congratulations to him. Padam Shri Vaid Rajesh Kotecha ji is a secretary for a very long time, which means काफी यूजफुल है, काफी काम कर रहे हैं। जयपुर से आपका नाता पुराना है। मेरी पहली मुलाकात आपसे जयपुर में हुई थी। मैं पेशेंट और ये डॉक्टर। I am personally grateful to him that one day he came to me and told me, I will be the chief guest at International Yoga Day at Jabalpur. Our Honorable Prime Minister at that point of time was out of the country and was having a similar event at United Nations with participation of several country personnel. उसका एक फायदा हुआ, मैं योगा अब लगातार करता हूं। You have an excellent Vice Chancellor Sanjeev Sharma ji. वो अपनी बात पूरी नहीं कह पाए, but I was looking at the screen. These are not words, these are achievements. He was focusing not on rhetoric, but ground reality. You are lucky to have such a Vice Chancellor whose eyes are on the ground and takes care of your future. I assure him I will carefully go through his entire address. I was very deeply interested. And one last course which is yet to be started. He hurried because there was a slip given. We all are victim of time shortage. I am also victim. I would want to take more of your questions than to engage in a debate. Srimati Meeta Kotecha ji, Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor A. Ramamurthy, Registrar, members of the faculty, staff, and most important, my dear students. मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है, यहाँ जेंडर बैलेंसिंग काफी है, and that's very good, you see. दुनिया भर में हेल्थ सेक्टर के अंदर जब बेटियों को देखता हूं, आपके जेंडर का डंका बज रहा है। आई एम लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू इंटरेक्टिव सेशन। इसलिए मैं बहुत ब्रीफली बात कहूंगा, क्योंकि कोटेचा जी ने, माननीय मंत्री जी ने और वाइस चांसलर जी ने विस्तृत रूप से आपको सब कुछ बता दिया है। पर पहला सुख निरोगी काया, ये पुरानी कहावत है, सदियों से कहते आ रहे हैं। पर इसके साथ एक और कहावत है, हींग लगे न फिटकड़ी रंग चोखो आवे। ये आप कर रहे हैं। एलोपैथी के अंदर जाओ तो रंग चोखो को नहीं आवे, थोड़ा साइड इफेक्ट होता है। दैट इज वॉट यू आर डूइंग। जब अपनी संस्कृति को देखते हैं, when we reflect on thousands of years of civilizational ethos, not many countries can lay claim to such a fame, 5,000 years and more. And when we look at अथर्ववेद, ज्ञान का भंडार है स्वास्थ्य के लिए। हजारों साल पहले क्या कुछ नहीं कहा गया, और कोविड ने दिखा दिया कि कितना सार्थक है। एज गवर्नर स्टेट ऑफ वेस्ट बंगाल, मेरे पास राजस्थान से, लाडनू से, पाली से लोगों ने कहा हमारी किट का बड़ा उपयोग होता है, वो सार्थक हुए। It was the most impactful contribution in tackling COVID, and that is what you are learning now. हेल्थ सेक्टर में जितना किया गया है उसकी हमने कभी कल्पना नहीं की थी। I was elected to Parliament in 89, elected to Lok Sabha from Junjunu. I was a minister. मैंने हालात देखे थे तब, सपने में नहीं सोचा था कि देश आज इस मुकाम पर होगा, सोचा ही नहीं था। चंद्रयान की बात कही गई, पूछेंगे शिव शक्ति कहां है तो बताना पड़ेगा चांद पर है। शिव शक्ति कब निश्चित हुआ बताना पड़ेगा। 23 अगस्त 2023 को 6:04 पर चंद्रयान 3 वहां उतरा। पूछा जाएगा इतिहास में आगे चलकर, तिरंगा कहां है चांद पर, पता लगेगा चंद्रयान 2 वहां गया था। इसलिए यह बदलते हुए भारत की तस्वीर है। योगा हमारे हजारों साल की देन है दुनिया को, पर प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने यूनाइटेड नेशंस को आह्वान किया, कम से कम समय में दुनिया के ज्यादा से ज्यादा देशों ने इसको समर्थन दिया। ये अपने आप में एक मिसाल है। और आज योगा डे पूरी दुनिया में मनाया जाता है। एवरी कंट्री, एवरी जियोग्राफिकल लोकेल, ये भारत की देन है। जब मैं आपका एग्जीबिशन देख रहा था तो एक जगह देखा मिलेट। हम भूल गए थे मिलेट को, मिलेट की क्वालिटीज भूल गए थे। मिलेट हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था के लिए कितना आवश्यक है भूल गए थे। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने विश्व को आह्वान किया, यूनाइटेड नेशंस ने इंटरनेशनल मिलेट ईयर डिक्लेयर किया, और माननीय मंत्री जी ने हमें पार्लियामेंट में बहुत शानदार भोजन कराया जो पूरा मिलेट आधारित था। ये मैंने बाहर भी देखा। स्वास्थ्य को लेकर परिवार में चिंता स्वाभाविक है, और हर कीमत पर अपना इलाज कराना चाहते हैं, पर अर्थव्यवस्था चरमरा जाती है, डगमगा जाती है। कुछ तो बीमारियां ऐसी हैं जिनकी जानकारी होते ही पूरा परिवार अस्त व्यस्त हो जाता है। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने दूर सोचकर, he had a vision in mind, he took it as a mission, executed it, and that is Ayushman Bharat. Ayushman Bharat affords medical facility of unprecedented scale to the largest population on the planet. और इसका फायदा है, because of this there has been geometrical growth of medical education, paramedical courses, diagnostic labs and all other situations. कहने का मतलब है कि हिंदुस्तान के विकास का डंका दुनिया में यहां तक बज रहा है कि इंटरनेशनल मॉनेटरी फंड कह रहा है बेशक इंडिया इज अ ब्राइट स्पॉट ऑफ इकोनॉमी, इंडिया इज अ ग्लोबल फेवरेट डेस्टिनेशन ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड अपॉर्चुनिटी। और क्यों नहीं, सैकड़ों साल पहले तो हम पराकाष्ठा पर थे और सितंबर 2022 में क्या कीर्तिमान हासिल किया। उनको पछाड़कर जिन्होंने सैकड़ों साल तक हम पर राज किया, we became the 5th largest global economy on the planet. Will be the 3rd largest this decade. ये उपलब्धि है। मैं किसान परिवार से आता हूं। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने मुझे कृषक पुत्र कहा है। मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था कि वो मैं देखूंगा मेरे जीवन काल में जो मैं देख रहा हूं। 11 करोड़ किसानों को हर साल 3 बार साल में सीधा पैसा मिलता है। अब तक ये 2,50,000 करोड़ के करीब है। मैं इस अमाउंट पर नहीं जा रहा, मैं इस बात पर जा रहा हूं कि आज के दिन जिस परिवार से मैं आता हूं उस परिवार के करोड़ों लोग इतने सक्षम हो गए कि सरकार का पैसा सीधा अकाउंट में लेते हैं। देने वाले की ताकत समझ में आती है, लेने वाले की देखिए। आज का किसान टेक्नोलॉजिकली इतना युक्त हो गया है कि बिना बिचौलिए के वो पैसा प्राप्त कर रहा है। ये बदलते हुए भारत की तस्वीर है। दुनिया के मापदंड पर जब देखते हैं, जिसको हम डायरेक्ट ट्रांसफर कहते हैं, डायरेक्ट ट्रांसफर का मतलब बिना मिडलमैन के, बिना बिचौलिए के, बिना कटौती के, बिना कट मनी के जितना पैसा जाएगा उतना ही आपको मिलेगा। ये दुनिया के अंदर चालू हो गया है। बट आवर भारत फ्रेंड्स, बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स, अकाउंट्स फॉर 46% ऑफ ग्लोबल ट्रांजैक्शंस। 46%। और हमारे ट्रांजैक्शंस का वॉल्यूम क्या है? अमेरिका, यूके, फ्रांस, जर्मनी, सबको इकट्ठा कर लो और 4 से गुना कर दो तो भी हमारा ज्यादा है। सोचा था कभी ऐसा होगा? हर भारतीय में आपको एकलव्य मिलेगा। एकलव्य का मतलब वो शिक्षा प्राप्त उस गुरु से कर रहा है जो गुरु उसको दे नहीं रहा है। एवरी इंडियन इज एकलव्य। गो टू द इंटरनेट यूसेज। हमारा पर कैपिटा डेटा कंजम्पशन अमेरिका और चाइना दोनों को मिला लो तो भी उससे ज्यादा है। ऐसी परिस्थिति में कुछ लोग फिर भी शंका व्यक्त करते हैं हमारी प्रतिभा पर, हमारी संस्थाओं पर, हमारे हिस्टोरिक फिनोमिनल ग्रोथ पर। उनकी अनदेखी मत कीजिए, उनकी काट कीजिए। इफ यू आर कन्विंस्ड द कंट्री इज ऑन द राइज एज नेवर बिफोर, द राइज इज अनस्टॉपेबल, दुनिया में भारत का नाम अलग है आज के दिन। वो दिन लद गए जब भारत के पासपोर्ट की क्या कीमत होती थी। आज के दिन इंडियन पासपोर्ट सिंबलाइजेस डिग्निटी, प्रेस्टीज, पावर, और यही कारण है कि दुनिया की कोई संस्था नहीं है जहां भारतीय अपना योगदान नहीं दे रहा हो। हम नहीं रहेंगे 2047 में। विधि का खेल है, नियति का खेल है, पर आप लोग भारत है 2047, तब 100 साल आजादी के पूरे होंगे। आई हैव नो डाउट वी विल बी एट द टॉप। और ये मैं खुद देख रहा हूं मेरी आंखों से, मेरी विदेश यात्राओं में देख रहा हूं। दुनिया के करीब 40 देशों में जा चुका हूं, पर वाइस प्रेसिडेंट बनने के बाद जब गया, लोगों का मिजाज बदल गया। ये पता लगते हुए कि मैं भारत का उपराष्ट्रपति हूं, उनका मन बातचीत करने को करता है, विचार मंथन होता है। दैट्स अ बिग चेंज। बट हमारी जो सबसे बड़ी ताकत है, जो पॉलिटिकल इक्विटी है, डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड, वो डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड तभी काम रहेगा, तभी सकारात्मक उपयोग में आएगा, जब वो स्वस्थ रहेगा। यू आर देयर फॉर फुट सोल्जर्स, फॉर टेकिंग भारत टू ग्रेटर हाइट्स बाय ensuring हेल्थ ऑफ द पीपल एट लार्ज। एक बहुत बड़ी समस्या है स्वास्थ्य के मामले में। गांधी जी ने बहुत कुछ कहा, गंदगी मत करो, सफाई रखो। किसी वजह से हम ऐसा उसको ध्यान नहीं दे पाए। हम में से जो भी कोई विदेश जाता था, गाड़ी से केले का छिलका कभी बाहर नहीं फेंकता था, नहीं फेंकता था। पर भारत की भूमि पर आते ही वो अपना विशेषाधिकार मानता था। केला खाया, शीशा नीचे किया, फेंक दिया। उस प्रवृत्ति पर भारत के प्रधानमंत्री के सोच की वजह से अंकुश लग गया है। लोगों को आश्चर्य हुआ, ये प्रधानमंत्री लाल किले से क्या बात कर रहा है। पर जब 2 अक्टूबर को प्रधानमंत्री जी ने अभियान चालू किया 2014 को, उसके परिणाम आप पर हम सबको नजर आ रहे हैं। उसके बाद बात आगे बढ़ी है। हर घर में टॉयलेट होना सोच ही नहीं सकते थे। 130 करोड़ से ज्यादा की जनता में कैसे संभव होगा। हाथ पैर फूल जाते हैं। संभव हो गया। हमारे समय बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स, we used to have 50 gas connections in a year as member parliament. 50 gas connections. That was a big power in the hands of a member parliament. प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भारत की महिलाओं के आंसुओं को ध्यान में रखते हुए 15-17 करोड़ से ज्यादा कनेक्शन दे दिए। कहां 50 कनेक्शन एक एमपी को एक साल में मिलते थे 89-91 में, और कहां ये दे दिए। ये बदलते भारत की तस्वीर है। इससे विमेन एम्पावरमेंट होता है, बच्चे को सुरक्षा मिलती है, शिक्षा पर महत्व दिया जा रहा है। यहां पर कहा गया नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के बारे में। दोज बिग चेंजेस आर टेकिंग प्लेस। मैं कंक्लूड कर रहा हूं ताकि आपके कुछ क्वेश्चंस ले पाऊं, और कंक्लूड करने से पहले कहूंगा, ऑलवेज कीप योर नेशन अबव एवरीथिंग एल्स। मेरा भारत सर्वोपरि। बी प्राउड इंडियंस। बी प्राउड इंडियंस। भारतीय होने का गर्व महसूस करो। एंड टेक प्राइड in our historic achievements जिनको देखकर पूरी दुनिया स्टन्ड है। हम में से कुछ लोग परेशान हैं, उनकी परेशानी का निदान आप अपने तरीके से कीजिए। बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। आई एम ग्रेटफुल फॉर दिस ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी। आई विल टेक सम क्वेश्चंस नाउ। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, Honorable Sir, for motivating us immensely with the Nara Mera Bharat Sarvopari. Sir, shall we proceed towards the interaction session with your kind permission? Thank you, sir. First question, please.
Yes.
Namaste, Honorable Vice President and all the dignitaries. Myself, Dr. Lovepreet. Sir, I am a PhD scholar in the institute. So before the question, can I say something? The moment you were on stage, the way you interacted with Madam Vice President, I was in awe with your personality. So coming to the question, my question is, many countries like China have adopted their traditional medicine as the first line of treatment in their country. So in India, can we adopt our traditional system, that is Ayurveda, as the mainstream in the healthcare system? And if, what are the strategies and policies of the government regarding the same? Thank you.
It's a very good question. और इसका असर हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था पर पड़ेगा और सार्वजनिक स्वास्थ्य पर भी पड़ेगा। दुनिया के किसी भी देश को देख लो, जितना खजाना हमारे पास है इस प्रकार के स्वास्थ्य समस्याओं के लिए दुनिया में कहीं नहीं है। चाइना भी इसके सामने टिक नहीं पाता है। वी हैव टू एक्ट विद द स्पिरिट ऑफ नेशनलिज्म। और एक बार हम ग्रहण करना चालू कर देंगे तो मेरे मन में कोई शंका नहीं है कि ऐसा होकर रहेगा। बट द गुड थिंग इज द गवर्नमेंट हैज टेकन सेवरल अफर्मेटिव स्टेप्स, सेवरल इनिशिएटिव्स, इंक्लूडिंग हैविंग अ सेपरेट मिनिस्ट्री फॉर इट, हैविंग ऑल ओवर द कंट्री wellness centers, and having such kind of education where you will be going all over the globe to further this particular kind of medicine. But एक बात जरूर कहूँगा और जो मुझे थोड़ी पीड़ा भी होती है, हमें हर मामले में राष्ट्रवाद को आगे रखना है, स्वास्थ्य के मामले में और अर्थव्यवस्था के मामले में। क्या अच्छा लगता है कि हम कुछ आर्थिक फायदे के लिए, कुछ पैसा ज्यादा कमाने के लिए बाहर से कैंडल मंगाएं, बाहर से दिवाली के दिए लाएं, बाहर से पतंग लाएं, बाहर से फर्नीचर लाएं, बाहर से वो चीजें लाएं जो अपने देश में आसानी से बन सकती हैं और बन रही हैं। आई अपील टू ऑल ऑफ यू, प्लीज डेवलप इकोनॉमिक नेशनलिज्म एंड हेल्थ नेशनलिज्म। दुनिया के अंदर यदि आप जाएंगे और एलोपैथी के मामले में भी, इंडिया इज नोन एज फार्मेसी ऑफ द वर्ल्ड बिकॉज वी गिव गुड वैल्यू फॉर मनी। हम दुनिया की समस्या हल करते हैं, पर इसमें हम हमारा जो सबसे बड़ी पूंजी है, स्पाइनल स्ट्रेंथ विच इज अ रिजर्वॉयर, मैंने अथर्ववेद की बात की, आप अध्ययन कीजिए, खजाना है। हम तो आप देखिए जो नेशनल आयुष मिशन बनाया है, यू गो टू इट्स ऑब्जेक्ट्स, ये पूरे देश में फैलना चाहिए। अच्छी बात यह है इट इज स्प्रेडिंग इन अ पॉजिटिव सेंस। तो आज के दिन कहीं भी जाइए, जुकाम हो गई, बीमारी हो गई, छींक आने लग गई, टेम्परेचर हो गया, कहेंगे नानी ने ये नुस्खा बताया था। नानी दादी के नुस्खे कितने कारगर हैं, वो किंवदंती से आगे रहे हैं। द बेस्ट थिंग यू आर डूइंग, you are formalizing it. When you formalize it, it becomes structured. When it becomes structured, not only Bharat benefits, the entire world benefits, and the benefit will come. Thank you.
Heartiest thanks, Honorable Sir. With your permission, shall we proceed to the next question?
Please go ahead.
Next question, please.
Hello. I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Respected Honorable Vice President Sir and all the dignitaries. I'm Dr. Amulya Murthy, PhD scholar. Honorable Sir, my question to you is, although there are so many institutes like All India Institute of Medical Sciences, IIM, IITs, but there are very few institutes for Ayurveda. Like we have National Institute of Ayurveda, All India Institute of Ayurveda. And also, sir, there's a huge disparity when it comes to budget allocation and policy making for the establishment of such institutes as compared to institutes of Ayurveda. Sir, what is the government policy regarding this issue? Thank you, sir.
I think we can congratulate the Honorable Minister and the Secretary. If I give you some statistics, 2020-21 to 2022-23, 90 Ayurveda institutions have been added. 90. This is the record of 3 years. And our Prime Minister is focusing in a determined manner on this sector. And that is why you will find a total of Ayurveda dispensaries 24,912. I know we need more. But every primary health center is being given this supplemental advantage. And there was a reflection by the Honorable Minister and Secretary on medical tourism. सबसे ज्यादा पोटेंशियल मेडिकल टूरिज्म में आयुर्वेद का है. इसका आप थोड़ा सा अंदाजा लगाइए. It is catching up, and Prime Minister is promoting it like anything else. मुझे उन्होंने कहा कि आप एक इंस्टीट्यूट में जाकर 7 दिन अपनी बॉडी को ठीक करा कर आइए. ये बहुत जबरदस्त है. और धीरे धीरे क्या होगा, जैसे मैं कुछ उदाहरण देता हूं. यंग बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स को ज्यादा आइडिया नहीं होगा, पर पहले एक क्रांति आई थी टेलीफोन बूथ की, और कहा था कि हमारा कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम रिवोल्यूशनाइज हो गया है. अब हर कोई आदमी विदेश में टेलीफोन बूथ पर जाकर बात कर सकता है. वो टेलीफोन बूथ कहां गया? गायब ही हो गया, क्योंकि मोबाइल आ गया. गांव के अंदर या शहर में भी शादी में बहुत जरूरी होता था VCR VCD, कहां गया? गायब हो गया. लोगों ने नया धंधा चालू किया था वीडियो लाइब्रेरी का. गली गली में लाइब्रेरी हो गई थी, कहां गया? उसी तरीके से आप वाला जब हेल्थ मैकेनिज्म डेवलप होगा, ये इतनी तेज रफ्तार पकड़ेगा कि जिसको अपने दूसरा फॉर्म ऑफ मेडिसिन कहते हैं, उसको ढूंढते रह जाओगे. ट्रस्ट मी. योर फ्यूचर इज ब्राइट. There are enormous avenues and opportunities. Think out of the box. आप में से जाकर कुछ ये तय कर लें कि हमें सिर्फ इस प्रकार के मेडिकल टूरिज्म को ही बढ़ावा देना है. ट्रस्ट मी, लक्ष्मी की तो बरसात होगी ही. सरस्वती की वजह से आप लोगों के स्वास्थ्य को भी अच्छा कर पाएंगे. थैंक यू.
Heartiest thanks, Honorable Sir. And the last question, please.
Namaste, Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji, and all respected dignitaries. I am Bianca, undergraduate student from this institute, and I am a foreign national from Brazil. First of all, I would like to compliment the amazing, inspiring work done by the Government of India by holding the position of presidency of the G20 this year. And I hope we can also learn from the warm and competent reception done by the Indian government as taught through India Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Honorable Sir, my country is famous for its performance in sports, and Ayurveda has a big potential in sports medicine. I would like to know, is Government of India planning to use this potential and collaborate with different sports authorities like the SAI, the Sports Authority of India, in near future? Thank you.
It's a very good question, and I'm sure the foreign national would carry home fond memories of our rich civilization. G20 is an occasion which has shown to the entire world that our Bharat believes in world peace, one family, and happiness for all. And that is something which we have demonstrated. Let me give you a single illustration. More than 130 crore people were facing COVID pandemic. We had to find solution. We had to provide for food security. We successfully tackled COVID, very successfully. But most of you may not be aware. I have received compliments wherever I go outside. More than 100 countries were helped by India while it was tackling its own COVID problem. We gave them Covaxin. We had Covaxin Maitri. The hand-holding approach, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, is in our DNA. It is in our blood. India is the only country of that size that has never believed in expansion. We don't believe in expansion in physical terms. We believe in expansion of our thought. We believe in expansion to help the humanity at large. So I have no doubt the suggestion that has come from the foreign national is being acted upon. This will happen very significantly. All attention is being given to it. You will be happy to learn that we are focusing on G20. But G20 has had its imprint in every state, every union territory of this country. And not only G20 is limited to G20. G20 has several facets. It has business, it has sports, it has parliament. So from that angle, it is the greatest occasion in the world where, for sake of humanity, for happiness of humanity, for stability of humanity, minds are converging in the land of Buddha, in the land of Mahatma, in the land of Ambedkar to find a solution. So I am sure things augur very well. We have to believe in positivity. We have to give up negativity. अब भी कुछ लोग हैं जो कभी ये नहीं कह सकते कि मेरा ग्लास आधा भरा है. वो हर बार यही कहेंगे मेरा ग्लास आधा खाली है. इस संस्कृति को छोड़ना पड़ेगा. हमारा ग्लास तो आधा नहीं है, पूरा भरा है, बाहर निकलने वाला है. Let us be positive, think in that direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Honorable Sir. We conclude the interaction session. We shall now honor our respectable guests. I request our respected Vice Chancellor of NIA, Professor Sanjeev Sharma Sir, to present a token of regard to His Excellency, Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar Ji, and Madam Vice President, Dr. Sudesh Dhankar Ji. I request Vice Chancellor Sir to present a souvenir of regard to Dr. Munjapara Mahender Bhaiji, Honorable State Minister of Ayush, Women and Child Development.
I am making one announcement. We have taken only 3 questions. Please put your questions. I will answer them by video recording. The questions were very significant. On account of time constraint, we could not take them. And I'll respond to them within 15 days to the Vice Chancellor. Thank you.
We bow to you, sir, for such a decision. I request Vice Chancellor Sir to present a souvenir of regard to Dr. Munjapara Mahender Bhaiji, Honorable State Minister of Ayush, Women and Child Development. Sir, please present a token of remembrance to Padam Shri Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha Ji, Secretary, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Thank you, sir. I sincerely thank our eminent guests, Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar Ji, Madam Vice President, Dr. Sudesh Dhankar Ji, Honorable Minister of State, Ayush, Dr. Munjapara Mahender Bhaiji, Padam Shri Honorable Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha Ji, Secretary, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, and our respected esteemed Vice Chancellor of National Institute of Ayurveda, Professor Sanjeev Sharma Sir, to make this interaction such an enlightening one. I also extend my heartiest thanks to all the invited dignitaries, enriched faculty, sincere students, employees, and one and all. We would now conclude today's event with the national anthem. I request you all to stand for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे